who has to go. Oh, oh. We both know pain, but we deal it too. Who's dealt more? Well, I leave that up to you. I circle round, but you double back every time I turn you. There in fact, well, I guess I met my match. I drew fast, but he drew first. Had to make me bleed to quench his thirst. Oh, well, now I know. This is how it ends. Let's just not pretend that I've always walked this path alone. And you will never see the likes of me again. Though I may have saved you once or twice, it never made me a hero, my friend. With my final breath I'll repent and hope to be forgiven for my sins. After all, we were two monsters dead set. He left off in suit and tie, another target on his mind. He did not see me creep up from behind. For one long day and one painful night, I waited to take him by surprise. He was so unaware and unafraid to die. This won't stop, won't quit no matter the cost. We keep keeping on. We're the dreamers. We push through the darkness with all that we've got. We keep keeping on. But oh mama, we've made it to the other side singing. Oh mama, oh mama. Hold your head up high. This is our time. Hold your head up high. This is our time. Together we will rise, step into the light. We were born to come alive. Hold your head up high. This is our time. This is our reaching higher, always up. Keep climbing until we're on top. Leave the shadows below. But oh mama, we've made it to the highest heights singing. Oh mama, oh mama. Hold your head up high. This is our time. Hold your head up high. This is our time. Together we will rise, step into the light. We were born to come alive. Hold your head up high. This is our time.
Get your mind out the gutter, babe. You laugh when I stutter, babe. You think you do so much better, well, I ain't buying that. You hold me back when I'm walking. You do all my talking. Like you're the only one that matters, well, I won't stand for that. 'Cause you say you got the touch. I think you talk too much. 'Cause I swear I'll make you blush. But I won't get flattered 'cause it doesn't even matter. You think you know so much, but I think you're out of touch. I don't wanna make bets with you. Take your money where your honey, find someone new. You always act like you're leaving. I find it hard to believe that you'll be anything without me. You're as pretty as the stars, but you try too hard. You always shoot for the moon, but end up right back where you started. You say you got the touch, but I think you talk too much. 'Cause I swear I'll make you blush, but I won't get flattered 'cause it doesn't even matter. You think you
Yo, what's up, everyone? No one else did the yo with me.
Sorry, we're not ready.
Oh, you're not ready? Okay, well,
I was ready.
No,
I just didn't want to yo.
I'm ready now.
I was all alone.
Let's do it. Matthew,
Should
let's do it again.
we try again?
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Yeah,
Three,
we should. Can we do it
2,
again?
1. Yo!
Yo!
There we go. That's better. Oh my gosh.
I got distracted by the chat because it's like, yo, from Oslo. My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Martha, did you catch the new Lego intro thing?
I did.
I did.
Yeah. So that's cool. I was happy with it. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone is doing well. Matthew, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Martha, good to see you. Hopefully,
Good to see you.
hopefully everyone's last week was productive and good. Those are always things that are hopefully the case. So as you've seen, Patrick is not here. He'll be here next week. He had some family stuff he's taking care of, so all good. So, all right. Let's go through the things. So first off, if you are new to the live stream or new to Guy in a Cube in general, put hashtag new in the chat. We always love seeing the new faces. Want to make sure we welcome you, and we're glad you're here. So, seeing what? Blackpink. All right.
This is the whole thing now, Adam.
It's riffing on Martha's comment and making a K-pop reference, which no one is going to
Excellent.
expect.
Excellent. No, not especially not from you. Oh my goodness. All right. And Christian, thank you for joining the party as a member again. Very much appreciated. So shout out to great segue here. Shout out to all of the members of Guy in a Cube. You help us do what we do here. It's very much appreciated. And so if you see folks with either a green name or the Guy in a Cube icon next to their name, those are members of Guy in a Cube. So thank you so much for helping us in this wonderful journey that is Power BI and Microsoft Fabric and data in general. So excellent. All right. What else am I missing? Members, hold off your questions, but now is a great time to get your questions in the queue. Chatmaster C is standing by, which brings us to our rules. Rule number 1, put Q : in front of the question to get it queued up. Chatmaster C will get it into the queue. One time is all you need. So please put Q : in front of that question. Rule number 2, we have a 3 strikes rule here on Guy in a Cube. Do not spam in the chat and or spam your question. As I said, one time is all you need. And so we try to get through as many questions as we can. We don't get through all of them, so come back next time if we don't get it. But do not spam the question. It's in the queue. We will try to get to it. Right now is the best time to put your question in the queue, because you've got a great possibility. Your odds are very great right now of the question showing up. If you wait, your odds increase. So Mark coming in with 5 gift memberships. Thank you so much, Mark. Mark's been a long time supporter of the channel. So very much appreciated, Mark's sharing the love. And so we got Darren, N.A. Rose, hey, which I thought you got a gift membership last week. Maybe not. Lenore, and then LVI56. Welcome as members. Glad to have you. Which brings us to rule number 3. Members, hold your questions until the second half. Chatmaster C will let you know when. And so we'll just hold on to those. But for everyone else that's not a member, get your questions in right now. Christian, you thought you lost the membership strike. Okay. Nope, you got in. You got in. So.
And it also still shows that he's been a member for 57 months. So
yes. Yeah.
Didn't lose his streak.
Didn't lose it. YouTube remembers. Remember that. All right. Let's see who is new. First one I see is Experienced is new. Welcome. And then I thought I saw another one. Old Chessman is new as well. So very much appreciated. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy and you learn something. Participate in the chat. Help lean in, answer, share your knowledge. Donald, if that question is at me, I'm not sure yet. We're all working on that, being experienced.
Pretty sure it was a Jimi Hendrix reference.
Okay.
Adam.
All right. Excellent. I love the 1900s references. It's great. And then Chewy coming in saying 58 months here. Yes. Yeah, Chewy is one of the originals. One of the OGs, the original guy in a cube, as Matthew educated me on earlier today. So
when did you start? So I see Chris coming in saying 60 months. Which is
60 months. So Chris was actually on the first live stream we did, and that was February of 2020. It was right before COVID lockdown is when we started the live streams, and it was oddly well positioned for the times. So. Yeah.
Did you cause COVID?
It was
as a demand generation activity.
Yes.
Was that you,
Yes.
Adam?
I had to get the numbers up, and so we said let's lock down everything, and it was success. It was a successful strategy. It worked.
Yeah.
So
thinking outside the box.
Mark coming in. So Mark and Chris have been long time at the producer tier, so very much appreciate that. Both at 60 months, which is like the original. Folks, Kevin, you were a few months late. Belinda as well. So, but appreciate your longtime support. And speaking of Kevin and Belinda and everyone, I did put a SML command in there just so people can learn what Saturday Morning Learning's all about. So yeah. All right. I think we got through everything. I think we are ready. All right, Matthew and Martha, are you ready for the Q?
Yes.
Go!
Especially those DAX questions.
Yes. Matthew's all about the DAX. All right. Yeah. AP's coming in with a two-parter, and I know some folks were helping in the chat on this one as well. So let's see what AP's got. So my report is live connected to an Azure Analysis Services model, and report file itself has some number of measures. Now we would like to move from Azure Analysis Services to a Power BI semantic model. And then the second part is there an easiest way to copy measures from the report to the semantic model that we will creating newly? Interesting. We'll defer to Matthew or Martha if you have thoughts.
Yeah, I was just for anyone who's new to the stream or new to Matthew, I'm absolutely joking about the DAX side of things. Not my strength. So this feels like an Adam question to me.
I have thoughts.
It does.
Okay. All right. So and there, like I said, there were a bunch of stuff in the chat earlier helping AP. This is one of the things I love about the chat. People lean in, and even stuff that we don't necessarily get to, there's possibility of education and whatnot. So, and so from the report, if you have a report-based measure. So first off, for Azure AS model into a Power BI semantic model, a lot of people were talking about like Tyndall, and like there's like tabular editors is an amazing tool. You can technically do this with Visual Studio as well in the project files. But effectively for that, it could be as easy as just changing the endpoint for the server from your Azure Analysis Services model or server to the Power BI capacity. And it could be as easy as that to get the model into Power BI. And then getting the measures from the report level measures into the new semantic model, you'll have to do some scripting there. So they're in the report itself. And so you can go get those measures, and then you have to deploy them into the model. So, yeah. Yep. So, yeah. So it should be as easy as that. The one caveat I'll put on there in terms of just changing the endpoint for the model is if there could be some like nuanced things in there that aren't like one for one and just transfer over. So if you get some errors, you may have to do a little bit of cleanup, but in general, that should work for you.
So can I ask a couple questions for my own purpose, Adam?
Yes.
So if you have measures defined in your report and you change the model on the back end from AAS to Power BI,
Yes.
like should that change? Will that change or break the report level measures? Because that seems to be the underlying context of the question.
Yeah. So yeah, the other thing you have to do in that journey is you have to also first repoint the report to the new model. So there's a rebind API, so you can point it from Azure AS over to over to the semantic model. Those report level measures, they may or may not break. If the schema is the same, it could just work. And so you may not have a problem. But if parts of the schema that it's referencing did change, it could break. And then you've got to move them over at that point.
Okay. But if the scenario is simply moving from one hosting engine in Azure to another hosting engine in Power BI or Fabric, like I didn't see anything in the question about the schema changing. So like it might be easier.
It might
be. But if I think about the broader context, so AP mentioned that he had a bunch of users creating report level measures. If you are moving those measures back into the model, like what's your long-term plan? You've chosen to allow those users to create report level measures. If they've done it before, they're probably going to do it again. The thing that I would encourage you to think about is what's your goal for this managed self-service BI scenario? What are the things that you want to have centrally defined in the model? What are the things that you want to allow your users to do so that once you're past the model migration step, that you're not going to end up in a problem that you could avoid? So the people side.
Yes, absolutely. And I see AP commenting too about so AP on the actual promotion of those measures to the model. You can just copy and paste the measure. So get the measure in Power BI Desktop and then paste it in the actual model itself. You can do Timdal, you can script, but you've got to like break it out of the underlying report itself, and then you can script that out. And there's many ways you can do that. So, but yeah, Matthew's point is big as well. Is what's your next step? Like, what's the plan? And that comes into education and teaching folks the best practices of how to do things. And
over the long term, like, and keep in mind, I'm reading between the lines, so I don't know if I'm actually describing AP's scenarios. But over the long term, it sounds like he will want to allow users to do the things that they need to do, but look for ways to operationalize or centralize. Like if he notices there's a couple different users that have implemented similar measures in different reports using the model, is there an opportunity to centralize and have a single canonical version of that measure defined once in the model? Like that's absolutely a best practice. You're enabling your end users to do the things that they need today, and then you're enabling the BI team that's responsible for things to learn from those business users that know their problems and to implement better, more scalable central solutions for them in the long term. But that's probably going to be a harder thing to automate. It's more about having the processes to identify and then the manual migration to get it back into the model.
Yes. All right. And then AP is confused on, AP said, I believe the Timdal doesn't work for the report layer measures. And you're correct, right? So that's more on the other side of it for the actual semantic model. But let me head over to my machine real quick and I'll show you something that some people will cringe on, but hey, it's a thing. So here I've got
I definitely cringe on that. What is with that wallpaper?
It's scrunched because it's meant for a wider screen and it rotates. And anyway, that's not the point. So I've got a PBIX file here. I'm just that's not used. So it's a PBIX, not a PBIP. So I'm assuming you've got a PBIX. And so I'm just going to change.
Wait. So Adam, just so you know. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. I apologize.
Yeah. All right. So I've got the PBIX. It's not a PBIP, and what I'm going to do is change this to zip. Oh man. All right. All right. And then I'm going to open up the file, right? And then you're going to have your report in here, right? And from a layout perspective, so this is where, like, this is just a text file effectively. So you would get that, open that up in a text editor, and you're going to have the measures listed there. And so that's where you can script that like it's a text file. So you can use code to extract things based on patterns, or you can manually copy them out, or you can just do it in Power BI Desktop one by one. I don't know how many measures you have. That's a little tedious. But that's how you would get it out of the report layer and then transfer that into whatever process you're going to have automation wise for getting it into the new model, which could be Tyndall, it could be Semantic Link Labs, it could be all sorts of things.
So do you know, Adam, where in the unzipped PBIX the report level measures can be found?
So I would have thought that'd be in that layout file. But off the top of my head, I don't have one that I actually have that I can go through and illustrate. It would take me a little bit to get one on a live connection. So that's a good video idea, I think. So maybe I'll do a video on it of how to move those. So yeah, the PBIP, it's much easier. If you save it to a project file, then it's JSON and you'll be able to find it a lot easier. So, but yeah. Cool. I'll look at doing a video. I think it's good. And/or Patrick will do a video. So, all right, moving on. So Jarrell coming in with a super chat. By the way, super chats are a way you can, make sure your question gets answered next. And so that jumps the queue, whether you're a member or not. All right, and Jarrell coming in. What is Jarrell's question? What's the best way for two people to work on one semantic model feeding multiple reports? I feel like this is an odd transition based on what we were just talking about. Also need to move semantic model between environments, a tool to synth 2+ versions of one semantic model automate.
I assume that is sync. So he's talking
Sync.
about diffing and merging as part of a
Sync,
multi-developer experience.
Yes. All right. Anyone want to comment on that?
I would Google at whatever your search engine is, Power BI multi-dev best practices.
Oh my goodness.
I have attended multiple conference sessions and so on this topic, and none of it stuck in my old brain. So, yeah,
Git.
So use your favorite search engine.
Git is your friend.
Or ask Adam to do so.
Yes. I don't need a search engine. I am the search engine. Git. Like Git. So Power BI project file, and then leveraging Git. So either Azure DevOps or GitHub. And that allows for multi-developer environments, right? So you can do that, and Git allows for merging and, all of those things, branching, merging, all the great Git things. And then from there, you can do audit from a Git perspective. This is out of scope of Fabric, but from a Git perspective, you can do a lot of automation things tied around that for deployment and whatnot. So that can be very powerful. And then if you have, if you have, I don't know, even two different semantic models and you want to merge those together through pull requests, then, the Power BI project file, it's all JSON files. And so there you can do the merge from that point and figure out any merge conflicts that you have. Hopefully you don't get a decapitated head error. So that's a real error.
I get those a lot here.
It's a real error in Git. So yes. So, but yeah, like Git, that's the way to do that. And then obviously in Fabric now we've got the Git integration, and so that makes that nice as well. So, Jarrell, hopefully that answers your question. I am the search engine. Star Warsy. Okay.
And if I riff on Adam's response as well, just understand there's a lot of little details that are involved. As opposed to a couple years ago, Power BI and Fabric have an increasingly good multi-developer story, whether it's using Git integration or using some of the built-in deployment pipeline and related capabilities. But it's a matter of understanding what tools there are, which one is the better tool for your scenario, and then for all of the developers that are involved, like figuring out how you're going to use them with the capabilities that they provide. So do understand that it's a bit of a journey.
Yes. Yes. Get all the things. So, all right. Let's see here. Nishte has a question. I hope I pronounced that right. My company wants to use Power BI for our business to business or B2B business. Offer dashboards. I'm assuming dashboards mean reports. To 100,000 different clients across. Okay, so I think there's a two-parter here because he did submit something after that actually has a question on it. So I'm going to assume this question is part of it. And so how to do data isolation across 100,000 clients in Power BI using the same dashboard in different regions. Ooh. Yeah, that's, yeah.
So there's lots of different ways to do this.
Yes.
So Alex, it's not about the cell is in with a great link to probably the right starting point for guidance and documentation that's out there already. Like one of the things to keep in mind is that if you have 100,000 different clients around the world, and part of what your application is doing is maintaining a partitioned set of data that you want to expose in consistent ways, like you're building an application and like you have business and technical dependencies around that application, this guidance focuses on that core multi-tenancy setup, like the ways to use the capabilities that are available in Power BI and Fabric today, letting you know what's in the product that you can use to implement your business logic. So start there and understand that for the different approaches that are available, each one has pros and cons. Like where are you doing authentication? Who has what licensing? Like how many users for what client organizations in that B2B scenario? There's a lot of detail under the surface of the question that will determine the details.
I love that. Yeah, and that doc is a great doc. So, and I will say that that doc is based off of learnings we've had from large organizations that are doing this in production, and so it is a successful approach. But to Matthew's point is like where you need to think about what are the things that you want to do with that, and how you want to isolate that, and there's different approaches for that. So, yep.
And like one of the things that I'm going to point out Donald here as an example, like Donald says row level security as part of it. It's like, yep, that's probably an ingredient that you will need to include in your recipe.
Yes.
But that's like saying that you need to include olive oil at the beginning of an Italian dish. Like they all need that. But the devil is in the details as you go forward. And for anybody who's like talked with me for more than 30 seconds knows, I'm going to ask you to focus on the problem that you're trying to solve and to keep that problem, like your business requirements, the model that you're working for this multi-tenant setup, all of the features and functionality that Fabric or Power BI or other software will provide, it's only there, it's only valuable to you if it solves your problem. So don't lose sight of the problem.
Yes. Yes. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. How do you handle access management and masking PII in Fabric? You want to take a crack at that, Martha?
Well, that's also a very big question. So But for the access management in general, so the general answer to that is you can do all the things. So you have the highest level of access management on workspace. You can go on item level. You can go into row level security, all these things. One security, cool things. But the masking part, that's part of the warehouse solution, right? So you have to do that there. But I was wondering if there's something that I haven't picked up on the new, like, was anything released? Can you do that with Lakehouse now? I don't know. Like, I'm just waiting for all the things to happen all over the place.
All the things.
Yeah.
Yes.
But previously, at least, you could only do masking with the warehouse, but you could do that in Fabric. So you can definitely do it. So that I know. But after FabCon, I don't trust any of the details.
So Gaston, thanks for pointing it out. Yes, this is an it depends question. I will also say the previous question on the scalable thing was also an it depends as well. So really we're at 2. So Matthew, I don't know if you have thoughts on that.
So no, like I didn't even realize that we had masking available in Warehouse. This is a part of Fabric that, like, I'm out of date and out of the loop, so I'll keep my mouth shut.
Oh, it's all good. So one thing I did add to the chat was the link to the Microsoft Fabric security white paper. And so I would start there. Like whenever we're talking about security or things like masking and things like that, like start there. Make sure you read that to understand what your options are, right? Because there's different options depending on the problems. I know. I see you. I see you, Martha. Hang on. I got you. She's gonna bounce out of her seat here if I'm not careful. And so definitely take a read on that and see what your options are. Yes, there are a lot of things there. The one lake security items that are coming is definitely something that will help from a row level security, object level security at the data lake level. So that's a new thing. So Martha, what are you so excitedly eager to say?
Purview.
Yes, that's why I set it up for you, and you just.
No, but yes, I was too into the details, maybe.
Yeah.
But you can use Purview too to set up, to use Purview to classify your data. Set up policies on top of that, saying that if Purview discovers personal identifiable data things.
Yeah.
You can say that no one should have access, only these people, and stuff like that. So it's cool things you can do with Purview as well. But that's on more of a centralized overall manager level, tenant level even. Mm-hmm. And the warehouse obviously is inside whatever you want to fix for that data.
Yes. So the first part of this with the access management, definitely the security white paper will help you understand the options available, whether it's at the workspace level, at the endpoint level, at the various workload level. And then for the PII, the masking PII, you've got options there. Object level security, you've got actual masking at certain workloads within inside of Microsoft Fabric, and/or you can do that further upstream in whatever data source that you're doing as well. So, yes. Awesome. Okay, let's take one more question. We're bumping up against the halfway mark. Magic's got a question here. Admin dilemma. Allowing users, business and pro devs, to create gateway connections themselves versus handling that for them. It depends for sure. So, all right, he's already calling out that it depends. But pros and cons, please. So it's about creating gateway connection, letting them create the gateway connections, or having central admin create the gateway connections on behalf of the business.
Yeah. So like the biggest and most obvious pros and cons are what's more important to you. So if you require high privilege groups, so only your admins or authorized admins will have the ability to do this. This means that every time that one of these changes needs to take effect, like new connection, change connection, whatever, admin needs to be involved. So this means that they're not going to be able to work on other things, and those business users that you might otherwise enable, that they will need to wait, and their overall efficiency and satisfaction with the system and the team is probably going to be reduced. On the other side, if you allow more people to do more of this work, there's all of the inevitable degradation of quality. So the more cooks you have in the kitchen, the less coherent your output is going to be. So more users creating more gateways means that you're going to have duplicates. You're going to have things that aren't consistently configured or consistently named. Like a lot of the like it's a specific example of the balance between IT driven and centralized versus business enabled and self-service. There's no wrong answer, as you called out in the question, but like which of those things are more important? And the thing that I'd ask is reflect on the pain points that you have today. What are the things that people are actively complaining about your current approach, and where are you spending your time today? That's often a good input into conversations around should you make a change, or what are the outcomes that you optimize for.
Yep. I'll also add, like, I think this ties back into hopefully you have a center of excellence or type approach with that too, where you're educating people, you're developing internal champions with inside of your organization that understand best practices and help support the goals that you have. And where I've seen this happen too is customers implement this, and it's not just one size fits all. It's like we have different approaches for different needs. And so you may, for a tightly managed mission critical application, you're like, no, we control that. We know what to let in and what not to let in. Versus, maybe you have like a Wild West area in your organization where you just let them do what they want to do. They may hit problems. It's not like there's no big SLAs around it. And maybe you have a gateway for them that, look, they can go add stuff in there if they want it, but know that it's not fully supported by the central group. And so you can have a mix of those within your organization depending on your needs and what you've defined. And
yeah, and to
It's a risk
elaborate.
question too.
Yeah. So I dropped into chat a link to the Fabric Adoption Roadmap, which is a set of guidance that we've published to help people like you and organizations like yours think about this type of trade-off. Really focuses on the people and the process side and less on the technology side. So do take a look at that. It may not answer your specific question, but it will set you up to ask the right questions as you move forward.
yes. All right. So I think I don't know what happened to Chatmaster C. She may have been distracted. She did not call off, but I'm going to say we are going into member only chat. And I am clearing the queue for what is there currently. And then members, get your questions in. This is your time. And as you're getting your questions in, I will just describe what we're doing here for new folks. So members, we are going into member only chat, which means members and moderators can participate in the chat. Everyone else can still watch the stream and learn the great things. But only members and moderators will be able to participate in the chat. We did have questions in the queue still. Sorry we didn't get to them. Come back next time. Or if you still have a burning question you wanted answered, you can leverage a super chat that will, even on the member only side of it, your question will be answered. And so, yeah, so members, get them in. Let's go over to, if you want to do, if you want to learn more about becoming a member, you can check out, I just dropped a link in the chat, and you can learn more with that, or you can hit the join button down below. No commitment required. Just thank you for checking it out. And let's cut over. And we are now in member-only chat. And so now I need to queue them up because I don't know where Chatmaster C went. So, and they're not getting queued up. Let's do, sorry.
So the first question is Tom's, which is specifically for Martha. So while you're getting your
Yes.
your stuff figured out, the question is, I just saw Martha's FUAM video. Looks cool, but I didn't watch the whole thing because I'm lazy. What rights are needed to implement that? Because I'm probably not going to go back to the video.
Great question. So in the link in the video, right, Adam, there's the link to the actual GitHub page where you have all the information you need on details of this, but you do need to be able to set up connections. I mean, we're talking about gateways and connections in Fabric here. You need to be able to do that. Your Fabric administrator need to open up some stuff inside the admin tenant. So depending on whether or not that's open yet, you may have to talk to your admin. And also you need to be able to, I guess, create also a capacity metrics app and set that up. You also need a service principal in your tenant, but you could use that if you already have one existing. So that's, yeah, there are some things you need. Maybe you already have them, but maybe not. But I would definitely also say just go to the GitHub page. It tells you all the prerequisites and everything.
I dropped a link in the chat to the Microsoft Fabric Toolbox, which is where it is.
Yes.
So you can go learn more about that. And I would also say, like, it's GitHub. So, you know, if you have an issue with something, you can put, you know, submit an issue on it. I think that's enabled on the Toolbox GitHub. And then, yeah, it's the two folks that are running the FUAM thing. They're very responsive and they've been taking care of things. One thing I will call out on the FUAM tool is it is doing things that aren't technically supported. So like extracting data out of the capacity metrics semantic model. And so that can break at any time. So be very much aware of that's not a supported Microsoft thing. And so if FUAM breaks, the FUAM developers have to go fix it. And, you know, don't call Microsoft for support. So, yeah.
Definitely. That also means that you can be inspired by it and see how they did things. You can pull out the things that you need and create your own solution as well.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah.
All right. Let's do Alex coming in with a super chat. Oh, go ahead, Matthew.
We got it. No, we got to do Alex's next.
Yeah, we got to do Alex's. Yeah, it's a super chat. Absolutely. All right. So Alex asked, is there a place where I can give direct feedback to Microsoft as a developer? Often I finish projects with Microsoft Fabric and Power BI and want to make sure my experiences, good and bad, are heard. Oh, look at that setup, Matthew.
Look at that setup. I was waiting until the end to mention this, but Alex has kind of forced my hand. But I've dropped a link into chat, so everybody here, like, go there, like, get the tab open in your browser right now, and once the stream is over, go to the post on Reddit and sign up for the brand new Fabric user panel that we've started. One of the things that is vital for any commercial software team, so Power BI, Fabric, or other, is having the voice of your users, your customers, your developers, so that you can understand what's important to them and how well you're solving their problems today. And one of the things that a few folks from my team have started over the last month or so is a dedicated user research panel where people like you can sign up, and this basically gives us the opportunity to reach out to you when we need your input for a given thing. Like, imagine if the Spark team wanted feedback on the notebook development experience, like maybe they wanted to show you changes that they're thinking about making for notebooks or Spark integration in Fabric. If you fill out this survey, so you sign up and fill out a quick survey to let us know a little bit about you, we can then reach out to set up a call, to learn from you directly and to give you the opportunity maybe to see early things before anybody else sees them, maybe to share feedback on your experiences today. But it's a way for you to directly engage with the people who are defining the future of Fabric, so that not just the things that are important to you, but the things that are important for the group as a whole, like we can learn and do a better job. I think that's the main thing. So we're really hoping to get more hands-on Fabric developers. If you are a hands-on Fabric developer, which it seems likely given where you are on a Saturday, please do sign up so that we can learn more from you and deliver more things that you need.
Love it. Excellent. Okay. Yes. Okay. Chatmaster C is back. Excellent. Thank you for the tee up, Alex. It's always appreciated. Hang on, I gotta get one more thing. Add. Good. All right. All right. So that was good. That was Tom's. That was Alex's. Christian coming in. Actually, sorry. First, before I do Christian's, so Jack came in with his member badge thing. So being a member is totally worth it. Join today. Thank you, Jack. Member for 59 months. Very much appreciated. And Chris Wagner coming in with a super chat as well. So let's go to that. Sorry, Christian, you got to wait a little bit more. So Chris said, what is your favorite upcoming visual on the Core Visuals vision board, and why is it new tooltips?
Anytime that I'm building a report, like if I'm doing a visual thing, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. So I'm always excited to see things get prettier without me needing to learn anything or do anything on my own. Beyond that, I don't have an opinion.
Yeah. Chat, I'd love you to weigh in on your thoughts there too. But I don't know, Martha, what do you, any thoughts there from your end?
No, I'm sorry. I'm always also looking for the way to make me not having to do things, and then it's just pretty.
Yeah. For me, I will not take any thoughts on any upcoming new visuals until Shape Maps is out of preview. It's just a personal stake of mine. So, you know.
Well, maybe Azure Maps is a cool thing, because then I'm learning it now. And I'm trying to be a nerd.
Wait.
So I will say that.
So you're not on Team Shape Map?
So just
so and that's my
for the whole group, just to understand, Adam always uses the shape map visual to present his data marts data, especially when he's using Q&A in Spanish for insights. So these are very important things to know about Adam.
Okay.
Yes. 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 And Alex dropped a link to the Power BI Core Visual Board. So
yeah, and
I love that, Matthew. That was good.
Like, the reason I asked Alex to drop the link, there's probably folks on the call that don't know what this vision board is, but the team that's responsible for revamping those core visuals that we use in Power BI and Fabric, they basically have a whole, like, just beautiful interactive exploration and voting experience, so that you can look at them, see what's planned, see what we've delivered, see what's coming soon, and also have the opportunity to vote for the ones that are most important for you. Like, again, looking at this makes me very aware of how ugly all of my reports that I have ever made
Matthew
will always be.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the other thing I'll point out is
like that.
This is also in a Power BI report. So yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an awesome. It's very awesome, and I can tell, like, Miguel Myers made this report.
How can you tell, Adam?
I can tell.
How can you tell that?
That is a Miguel Myers report, because it's a work of art.
Yeah.
Yes. We always had this thing between Miguel Myers and Chris Hamill on the cat side of like, do you want the report that looks amazing and you can use it, or do you want something you can replicate? And that determined whether it went to Miguel or to Chris. So.
And a lot of the evolution here, which to be fair, like it's Miguel and his team that are driving this vision and the vision board on top of it. But the goal for this investment or these investments in our visuals is to make it so that you don't need Miguel Myers or another artist, data artist, to do beautiful, beautiful and impactful data visualization.
Yes.
So like that's a key part of where we're going with this.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. All right. Now going to Christian. He's waited so patiently. For each of the panelists, that includes the three of us, which is the most important topic to master for a Power BI developer moving into Fabric? Interesting. Martha?
Are we going to go alphabetically, or
I'm gonna
how
start
are we
with-
going to answer?
I'm going to start with Martha, then Matthew, which actually, well, and then me. So it's not alphabetical. Otherwise, I go first. So if we're going by first name, but Martha, go for it. By age.
Okay. I just felt like my I was freezing a bit, so I freaked out. But no, it's fine.
You're fine.
Okay, I'm fine. Nice. Okay, well, for me, I think so. If you're coming from the Power BI world, obviously you are really into probably semantic models and all of the things happening after the data engineering part. So whatever you could do to better understand the data flow further upstream, that's probably where I would, like from a theoretical point of view, even zooming break. That's where I would start. And I do lag a bit, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. It's we have plans to get Martha better machines, so it doesn't.
She said to start with Zuma brick is what I heard.
Brick.
So
Yeah. What was the
Okay.
you split right on something? You said use and I heard the Zuma thing too. And
You can zoom out of even the tools,
zoom
right?
out of the tool. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than
So
the
that you
zoom
think
out.
about the data engineering and transformation, that part of things, because if you know what you want to achieve, it's easier to start taking full advantage of Fabric
Yes.
from also the data engineering perspective further upstream.
Yes. And before Matthew answers, I have a question for Matthew. Does the Zoom or Zuma break? Do you have to use a Zune audio device for music in that journey? Oh, does he have his? Maybe. You have it?
you specifically need to use your Zune HD,
Yes.
the ultimate media device ever created.
Yes. For your Zuma experiences. Yes.
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 And if you don't like Zuma, you can also go with a Bartles and James wine cooler.
Okay.
How's that for showing your age, Kevin?
Wow. All right. All right. All right, Matthew, what are your thoughts on Power BI Dev move into Fabric?
So can you put the question back up on the screen? Because I'm going to get pedantic on the phrasing.
Here we go.
So,
There you go.
first and foremost, like you don't need to master anything until you need it. So the guidance that I give to existing Power BI professionals is to look at the DP 600 and DP 700 exam topic guides, because each one of our certification exams was developed through a rigorous best practice process with input from industry professionals, input from CAT, input from the product team, to basically say, these are the skills that are most important to be in this role or to be successful in this role. Whenever I'm learning a new technology, if there is a certification exam, this is my study guide. This is what I look at and understand, like, what do I know? What are the gaps? What are the places that I really need to double click, whether or not I take the exam? And then beyond that, like getting to the most important topic to master, like master the things that you use, right?
Yep.
You're looking at today's projects and tomorrow's projects, the place where you need to deliver a solution to a problem. And those things that are new in Fabric are going to be tools in your toolbox that weren't available when you did projects like this last year or the year before. So when there's a thing that you need to do, when there's a problem for which sorry, microphone in my face here. So where semantic models, Power Query, reports, et cetera, like those core bread and butter capabilities in Power BI, where they're not the right tool for the job, then you step back and you look around and you understand what are the capabilities that are available now in Fabric. Once you select one, that's what you master. But you don't master it directly through study. You master by learning the capabilities and then implementing them. And like when you're getting your hands dirty, actually using a new tool to solve a real problem, like this is when it sticks. This is where true expertise and mastery comes from. You can't do it in a vacuum.
No, I love that. And that aligns with what I was going to say as well of, and I've said this before multiple times, but just because there's a new shiny, you're like, oh, I got to use this because it's new. It doesn't mean like, what is your business problem? I tell folks all the time, like the projects you already have in flight today or that you're working on, you're probably just going to keep going forward with that because you already planned those things, right? Yeah. And so don't blow up your existing project plan just because there's a new shiny. Like, does it actually solve a problem?
Can I throw one more thing out there as well?
Yeah, go for it.
So in October in Berlin, the second, not actually annual Data Mosh Pit conference, which is going to be a free heavy metal themed data learning event, like a SQL Saturday, but metal. So for Data Mosh Pit, I have submitted a session called "Oh Father, Oh Fabric, Oh Fun," which is basically focusing on this question that Christian has asked, where like in the theme of it will be very metal when I present it, but it's basically if you're a Power BI developer, what are the places where Fabric can help you do things that Power BI pre-Fabric maybe wasn't the best tool for? We'll look at SQL, we'll look at notebooks, we'll look at pipelines, and the context for all of the interactive demos will be my music listening history, because this is like really the only project that I've had a chance to work on and really get my hands dirty with Fabric.
So I'm going to drop a link to a blog post that Matthew put out about the Mosh Pit in 2023. I was trying to find a link to the current one, but I can't find anything.
Yeah. Right now they have a call for content, but the event site isn't ready yet.
Okay. All right. So stay tuned to Matthew's blog for more info.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put an action on you, Matthew. Once you have details, you do a blog post to get the word out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And although before I do that, I'll have to have a blog post that says something like, "I'm not dead," because my last blog post was July. It's been a rough year.
Well, I'm eagerly awaiting that blog post to know that you're not dead, Matthew. So, for I shall not know without that.
It'll be good to have it
blog post.
confirmed.
All evidence to the contrary. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Prachi's got a three-parter. Let's go. Warehouse. Okay, so warehouse operation, warehouse query consuming too much CU run by user system. How can we trace the warehouse query operation? Part two. The exec, I can't read that. I need new glasses. Exec request history, long running queries, didn't find anything abnormal. Only one query running, source and varchar, blah, blah, blah. Part three. I'd like to understand why this query is running. Is it safe to kill it? So have any impact? Whew. So I'll give space for Matthew or Martha. I have an answer, but I don't want to dominate. So
Is that answer open a support ticket to work with the folks that are set up to help you diagnose a specific problem?
I wish I had a prize to give away because Matthew is correct. Yes. Yes, I would. I mean, look, like, kill it and see what happens. Like, see if someone screams or yells or whatever. That'll help you with diagnostics. But yes, yeah. So, but yeah, support's the right way. So, like, whenever you see system, it's like, look, I need to, like, off top of our heads, we're not going to necessarily know, like, unless we've encountered it before. But this is the first time I'm seeing it. So going back to what Matthew said before about learning, or from Power BI to Fabric, about learning things, and like you need to go get the experience and try things and learn those things, and that's how I learn. And so this is the first time I'm encountering this, so I have no problem telling you I don't know. And that's where support can come into that. And then as I try things and I learn things, then that's part of the learning process, and that's where GuineCube came from too. And then we try and get that out so that someone else can discover that and find it on their own. So yeah. So Prachi, I don't know. I would open a support case, but also, like, if you're wondering if it's safe to kill it and find out. I don't know. Like, that's what I would do.
Maybe not during peak business hours.
Maybe not. But yeah, the scream test. Who's going to complain? That's why people ask me, like, is it okay to delete this report? Try it.
I'm just picturing Chris Wagner sitting on Prachi's shoulder, dressed all in red with a pitchfork, whispering, "Do it, do it, do it."
Yeah, let us know how that goes, Prachi. All right. Yes, do it. All right, old chess man coming in with a question. I'm new to data modeling. Welcome. You're in good company. My friend has your friend has 3 fact tables. Okay. And several many-to-many relationships. A man walks into a bar with 3 fact tables. And several many-to-many relationships. All right, in the bar context, that's a different scenario. Several many-to-many relationships in their data model. So that's problem number 1. Aggregations are used to hide empty rows. Interesting. What problem will this cause? Okay.
All of them.
Yes. So, wow. We got to unpack that a little bit. Go for it, Matthew. You're going to say something.
So, like, this is a place where like, I want to give old chessman some grace and compassion here,
Yes.
or his friend.
And
'cause-
kudos for asking the question.
Yes, especially since this type of approach, like, it's fine for now, right?
Yeah.
Like, your friend has implemented a successful solution, but then they're looking around and they're saying it's like many to many bad, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they're seeing guidance that they violated before they knew the guidance was there.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, this is like kind of like using proper form. If you're like moving from Power BI to powerlifting, if you're starting off with light weights, you can get away with crappy form. But when you get into the heavier weights, like more data volumes, more concurrent users, things like that, that's when doing things the easy way that felt right at the beginning will come back to bite you. So, like, what problems will these cause? Probably poor performance and inconsistent results once you start
Yes.
working with bigger stuff.
Well, I would add that if you're doing many-to-many relationships and potentially, like, you could, if you don't understand, so when we think about bidirectional and many-to-many relationships, the first thing that many-to-many relationships calls out to me is you may not have a good data model. And so you may need to go back and relook at how you're actually modeling that. And there's lots of great resources out there. Power BI likes a star schema. Hey, Alex, can you drop the link to the What is a Star Schema doc? That is a wonderful doc. There's also great books out. I was looking around. I don't have my star schema book that I normally have to show. But that a star schema is not a Power BI thing. This is a data modeling concept that goes beyond Power BI and existed before Power BI. then yeah. So yes, that's one book. Yeah, Data Warehouse Toolkit. Yep. All right, Alex dropped the thing, the link to the doc as well. And so yeah, so like we've got to clean up the model. So many to many and bidirectional. Like if you don't use those in the right way, like they can cause lots of problems. Oh, and Matthew's got his cat. So I will drop the question so we can see the cat. Yeah, so you need to relook and focus on what a star schema is. What are the best practices around that? We've got lots of videos on GuardianCube around that. The idea of using aggregations to hide empty rows, I'd love to drill in more into what that means, especially in the context of Power BI, because we have this concept of an aggregate table. And so I don't know if you meant that or some other approach. The aggregation to hide empty rows is not overly triggering per se. The many-to-many is the bigger problem. And you may have empty rows because of the many-to-many. So we need to look at the data integrity and how tables are lined up, what the relationships are, all of those things.
And I want to share a thing as well. So my team runs anyway, we gather a lot of information and report it out to people. And I just want to remind Adam that for the first 4 years, I had a star schema that I had developed with the reports on it that I had developed, where my underlying data source was an Excel spreadsheet. And it was fine for the data volume and the scenarios that I had. So you can really go far with a whole bunch of many-to-many and bidirectional relationships and so on and so forth. So the place where you are right now is an incredible starting point.
Yes.
And so don't feel bad about it.
No. And I very much appreciate the question, and because that's a hard question to ask, especially with the audience that's there with a lot of people that have a lot of knowledge. So thank you for that. And keep plugging. You're in a great spot. So, all right. We are over time. We're 2 minutes over. We're at the end. We made it. We did it. So
Wow.
So thank you, Martha. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, chat. Matthew, I will throw this to you. I didn't prep you for this. And so any closing words of wisdom?
Let do what thou wilt be the whole of the law. So I guess the thing that I will always come back to is technology and features are only valuable as they solve problems. When you're thinking about like a lot of the stuff that we talk about on the stream today, like these are a means to an end. Don't lose track of the destination, why you're doing it, what success looks like, and be willing to say, even though I had invested in this particular solution, now that I've learned more, I might abandon that solution and go back to first principles. But basically, So that's my wisdom, my not wisdom.
Excellent. I appreciate it. Martha, any final words?
No, let's. What do? We need to go out and touch grass. Isn't that what we do when we're done with this live stream?
You have grass.
Yes, we have grass.
Okay. Well, go
And
do
also
that,
there's
everyone.
grass.
Unless you don't have grass, and then you can't
Do
touch
that.
grass. So I have weeds. I'll go touch the weeds.
Oh yeah, well, that could
Adam
be
has weed.
not that grass.
No. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Great Saturday. We will see you next Saturday as well, and I hope you have a fruitful and amazing week.
Wait a minute, Saxton.
Well,
You came to us for wisdom. Let's
Yeah.
hear your wisdom. Yeah.
communicate. Don't be afraid to communicate. Don't make assumptions. Make sure you're checking in with people and that you've got the information you need and you have alignment. Please communicate. How's that? How's that? All right.
So say we all.
Yes.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week
you.
ahead. And thank you, Matthew, for joining us. All right.
Thanks so
see
much
y'all.
for having me.
Yep.
Take care, all.
Bye.
I never wanted life to be someone else's broken mirror, forfeit a reflection of my own. I could never win.